Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So it's getting dark and I forgot to post something today. I am on my way to a quick pick meeting in West Babylon, and I have 10 miles on Sunrise Highway. Hopefully Sunrise Highway will have good connectivity since there's stores all over the place, except one part. So I got a question. What information do I need to have when I send you a deal? So they're the I. So what information do they need to have? So I phrase this differently, but here's the basic gist of what I want you to send me when you send me a deal. Okay. Number one is the address, obviously. Number two is you have to be, actually number one should be you're in touch with the seller, because don't ever send me a deal that's listed on the MLS. Don't ever send me a deal that some other wholesaler sent you. Don't ever send me something like that. I have no interest in it. I have the MLS. I'm on most wholesalers' list. Do not send me something that I am probably going to get without you. So you need to be in touch with the seller. In rare occasion, you be in touch with the decision maker. So maybe not the seller, seller's representative, seller's kid, that kind of thing. So first of all, you got to be in contact with the seller. Second of all, I need the address. Third of all, I need you to give me a general idea of what the ARV, the after repaired value, is, right? So if you want to go look at multiple sites like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, and give me those numbers, I'll survive. I'm not going to hold you to it. It might be wrong, and I'll check it later. So that's 3, right? What's the value? The address. Well, the address doesn't count. Let's just say. So I need you to be in touch with the seller. I need you to tell me what you guess the value is. I need you to give me an idea of how much work needs to be done. Now, this can be, although it's not ideal, if a guy tells you, hey, it needs to be knocked down. I can tell you most times, almost every single time I was told the property is to be knocked down, it does not have to be knocked down. But I need you, if the guy says that, it gives me some idea of what needs to be done. Ideally, you were inside the house, and ideally you can take pictures, a lot of pictures, and I can look at them. So an idea of what the work needs to be done inside, and I need to know a reason why this guy is selling at a discount, right? If the guy wants full price, don't waste my time, okay? Unless the guy wants to list and you want to send me a listing. So there has to be some good story of why he wants to sell at a discount. So if your story doesn't match up, I'm going to know right away, right? The other day somebody told me, well, this guy wants to sell in the Bronx at a discount because he's moving to Queens. Bronx isn't that far from Queens, right? Tell me you're moving to Queens. I don't think that's a discount. You can just list your property with a realtor. So I need to know why. Some reason why, right? Maybe the guy has to close in 3 weeks. There's a million good reasons why. I don't want to go through all of them, but some reason why. So I need a why. I need an idea of what the ARV value is, after repaired value. I need an idea of the work needs to be done. I definitely need to know bedrooms and bathrooms. That's what if you tell me that, I can tell you, hey, that might be a deal. It might not be a deal. At this point, it may be a deal. It may be. Now, ideally, you went to see the property. Sometimes you want to bring me to see the property. I'm not going to go to see every property. I will go to see properties where it seems like it's a really good deal. And I reserve the right. I reserve the right to make that determination myself. A million times, people have sent me what they thought was a good deal, and it was not even remotely close to a good deal, and I did not go to see it. But sometimes people thought it wasn't a good deal, and I said, you know what, that could be a really good deal, and I went to see it. I'm happy to go on an appointment with you if it seems like it's worth my time. If it's not going to be worth my time, if it's a waste of my time, I don't want to go on the appointment. So, house worth $500,000, guy's asking $475,000, I may not go on the appointment. House worth $500,000, the guy wants $300,000. I may very well go on that appointment. Now, even if the guy's asking $475,000, but you tell me he's got a non-cooperative tenant, I may go on that appointment too, because I know he's never getting $475,000. He's probably going to have to take $300,000. So the situation makes a difference, right? And it has to be a reasonable reason why he wants to sell at a discount. Okay? Don't tell me I don't know why. Don't tell me he won't tell me why. That's not going to help me. You need to have a conversation and make it clear. I mean, there's no shame in saying, listen, I'm an investor. I have to buy properties at a discount to make a profit. No, there's no shame in saying that. I know new people are afraid to say it. I probably was afraid to say it when I started. you have to not be shameful in saying that. We buy properties at a discount to make a profit. It seems very, very reasonable. I cannot pay full price. I just had somebody tell me they wanted X, and I'm like, that's full price. And he's like, yeah. I go, you want full price, you can list it with me. I said, you can list it with me or somebody else. I said, but I'm not going to pay full price. I cannot pay full price and make a profit. That makes perfect sense, right? And some people are like, well, full price is $500. I'm asking $475. It could probably cost me $40,000 to $50,000 to close on it twice, right? I got to close on the purchase, then I got to close on eventually on a sale to make money, and I got to hold it. That's gonna be 40, 50 grand easy. So you need a story. You need an idea of what it's worth. Some guy called me once and says, I don't know what it's worth. I go, you don't know what it's worth? I go, you're calling me with a deal, you don't know what it's worth? I was not happy. I mean, spend a minute looking up what it's worth, you know. Tell me, Zillow says it's worth 500, Redfin says it's worth 470, Trulia says it's worth 480. At least gives me an idea. I'm not saying any of those are right. They could be off by hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it gives me an idea. So you got to do a little bit of work before you send me a deal, right? And ideally, you've spoken to the seller and had a very good conversation with them about why they want to sell at a discount. What else do we got? So that's it. If you call me without those pieces of information, you give me a why, you give me an and I'd like you to have a price expectation. That's not always easy to get, right? I got much better at it through the years, right? What I used to do is when I listened to the gurus, 10 years ago, I used to say, well, what do you want for the house? In New York, that is not a good way to get the value, right? I have a process where I get it, but if you're new, you don't know it. But ideally, you have a price expectation, right? I may not go on an appointment if you don't have a price expectation, right? Unless the reasoning is so, the reason is so, what's the word I'm looking for? The reason they're selling is so serious, I don't know, or determined that I think they're going to have to sell at a discount and they really don't have a choice, right? They have a sale date on their property and they're going to foreclosure next week, that kind of thing. Or they have a non-cooperative tenant who's been there for 5 years, hasn't paid any rent. Or house is falling down, I can't even get inside, house terrible condition. So then maybe I'll go on the appointment, but I can't tell you how many, because there's an infinite amount of people that have houses in horrible condition and want full price ARV value for it. Now, I know they're not going to get it, and I may go on that appointment, but I may not, right? Some guy wants I just had a guy today tell me it was 1.1 million for a house. It's worth like 400,000. Do I want to go on that appointment? No, because when I offer him 250, he's not going to be so happy. So ideally, you have price expectation, which I can't force you to get every time. You have a reason why they're selling. You have an idea of what the ARV value is, after repaired value, if it's all fixed up, and you are absolutely price of admission is you got to be talking to the seller. Don't ever call me with a house listed for sale. Don't ever call me with a deal from another wholesaler. Don't ever call me with that, ever. I don't like daisy chaining. I don't like dealing with listed properties. Don't waste my time with those. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. What else? If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help the algorithm and let more people see my videos. And please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I almost never know what the hell to say, so I look at your comments and look for questions, so keep the questions coming. You can ask any question. It does not have to be on the video you're watching. And if it's something simple, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something that I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video or multiple videos on it. And if it's something new or that I haven't covered in a while, I've covered this a few times before, but not in a while, then I will do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it.